Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. How are you all? I hope life is good and you are enjoying good health and happiness. So, after the war of 110 days, now there is a memorandum of understanding that has been signed between US and Iran in order to end the war. So this is a memorandum, not a complete truce or treaty. This is just a memorandum on which both sides have signed, and there will be a period of 60 days in which they will negotiate, they will talk, and then the final result, the final treaty and truce will be signed post 60 days. So as you know, on February 28th of this year 2026, joint forces of US and Israel attacked Iran, and there was heavy bombardment and heavy clashes between these countries for 40 days. After 40 days there was a ceasefire, but that ceasefire was not a total ceasefire, rather it was a fractured ceasefire, because afterward there were skirmishes and there were clashes between the forces of these countries. And then in this period of time, America also did the double blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, which was proving much more difficult than anything else that America had to tackle with and cope with while defending or while trying to defeat Iran. So because of this tiny choke point, maritime choke point, Strait of Hormuz, Iran was able to pressurize US to end this war as soon as possible. And because Trump does not want a long war, a forever war like his predecessors, so that's why he wanted to come out of this war. In the beginning, when the war was launched, so he was convinced by Israelis and by Mossad that this will be a cakewalk. This will be totally easy like the Venezuela. There was no American casualties, as you know, and there was no fighting basically when the American troops basically abducted the Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro, and there was no consequences at all. So in this case, Trump was strengthened and was emboldened by that success, and I think that was also an attempt to convince Trump that attacking Iran or compelling Iran to surrender, to capitulate, is totally easy, and there was nothing to be worried, to be feared of. But as the war is stretched and there were no signs of capitulation and surrender by Iran, it was understood by Trump that this is not going to be easy, and in case I just prolong this war, this will be a forever war, and I will be remembered as someone who won the war, who won the election in the name of ending the wars, but he started the war, and not just war, rather a forever war like his predecessors. So both countries, Iran and America, both wanted to come out of this war because there was no benefit for both countries. Iran is already economically so weak, and it cannot afford a long war. So that's why, as for the Trump, so Trump also has a midterm elections in which he is supposed to win. Otherwise, there will be so much complication and problems for him and for Republican Party. So both countries had their own objective in order to come out of this war. So now the memorandum of understanding has been signed, and this deal says that war on all fronts must stop. But Israel is not complying with it. Why? Because Israel wants a forever war. Israel does not want a deal, truce, or treaty. Israel wants to see chaos in Iran, as it has managed to get successfully in other countries like Syria and Libya and so on and so forth. So all analysts, all experts say that Israel is not happy with this memorandum of understanding, because this does not lead Iran to completely get rid of nuclear enrichment as well as ballistic missile, and which were the primary target of Israel. And but since there is a huge clash between the interest of US and Israel in this war, so this did not go as planned. And now on Friday, after the memorandum was signed on June 14, and then on June 17 it was signed by President Trump as well as the president of Iran. And then there were the schedule of both countries' negotiators or both countries' delegation to arrive to meet in Switzerland in order to discuss the matter, but it was postponed. And the main reason was Israel is not complying, is not willing, is not ready to halt its assault on Lebanon, which Iran says that unless until the attack does not stop, it is not going to stick with US. It will be postponed. So it has been postponed now, the talks have been postponed now, and let's see what happens, whether or not Israel manages to derail the talks as it has done so many times in the past, or Trump is able to force Benjamin Netanyahu, to halt its assault, its attack on the Lebanon, and come and sit on the table, accept the deal, accept the truce and memorandum of understanding. It is at this point of time, anything could happen, nothing is certain. Let's see what happens. So in this video, that's all what I wanted to talk about, and inshallah I will be giving the updates regarding whatever happens. For now, bye bye, assalamu alaikum.